Good morning children, welcome back to our English class. Okay, today we are going to continue with the lesson models and auxiliaries. Like I gave you an idea about what are these, where they are used, how they are used. Now we are going to look into details about how to use and where to use these auxiliaries in detail. Okay, now coming to the first one, auxiliaries and model, that is use of auxiliary be form. Be form means what? There is, was, where. These words are called actually am. These words are called be forms. In the formation of the continuous tenses, as he is working, I was working. In the formation of the passive, as the gate was opened, they were taken by surprise. Be followed by the infinitive is used, that is be followed by infinitive is also used to indicate a plan, arrangement or agreement. Like, I am to see him tomorrow. We are to be married next month. To denote command, as you are to write your name at the top of sheet of paper. Mother says, you are to go to market at once. You are to write your name at the top of each sheet of paper. Like a teacher commands, gives a command that you should write your name on each paper. Okay. Be is used in the past tense with a perfect infinitive to indicate an arrangement that was made but not carried out. As they were to have been married last month but had to postpone the marriage until June. Okay. See here. You can just make a note of these sentences, ma. Rules and sentences examples. Okay. We'll continue with the next one. Use of auxiliary have. The auxiliary have, had. Have is the present. Okay. Had is the past tense. We are using these two now. The auxiliary have is used in the formation of the perfect tenses. He has worked. He has been working. And have to is used with the infinitive to indicate obligation. I have to be there by 5 o'clock. He has to move the furniture himself. The past form of had to is used to express obligation in the past. I had to be there by 5 o'clock. He had to move the furniture himself. Use of auxiliary do. To form the negative and interrogative of the simple present and simple past times of ordinary verbs as he doesn't work, he didn't work. Does he work? Did he work? To avoid repetition of a previous ordinary verb as do you know him? Yes, I do. There is no need to say yes, I know him. Simply if you say yes, I do, it is understood. In the same way, she sings well. Yes, she does. You met him, didn't you? Do is also used to emphasize the affirmative nature of a statement as you do look pale. I told him not to go, but he did go. In the imperative, do makes the request or invitation more persuasive, more requesting. Do be quiet. Oh, do come. It's going to be such a fun. In such cases, do is strongly stressed. Hope you all understood, ma? See here. You can just make a note down of these sentences. You can note down these sentences. Now we'll continue with the next part. Use of auxiliary can, could, might, may. Can usually expresses ability or capacity. As an example, I can swim across the river. Can you lift this box? Can and may are also used to express permission. May is rather formal, can is informally used. You can go now or you may go now. Can I borrow your umbrella or may I borrow your umbrella? May is used to express possibility in affirmative sentences as it may rain tomorrow, he may be at home. Can is used in the corresponding interrogative and negative sentences as can this be true? It cannot be true. Just note down these sentences and rules. Okay children, we will continue with the next part of may and can. In very formal English, may is used to express a wish as may you live happy and long, may success attend you. Could and might are used as the past equivalents of can and may, as in he said I might go or he said I could go. This is a permission. Okay. I could swim across the river when I was young. It is an ability, expressing ability. I thought he might be at home. Possibility. She wondered whether it could be true. Possibility. Now the use of auxiliaries shall, should, will and would will see now. Shall is used in the first person and will in the all persons to express pure future as nowadays we are using less commonly we shall or I shall than we are using we will or I will. This is commonly used. Will is commonly used. I shall be 25 next birthday. I will be 25 next birthday. We will need the money on 10th. When shall we see you again? You will see that I am right. Shall is sometimes used in the second and third persons to express a command, a promise or threat. He shall not enter the classroom. This is a command. You shall have a holiday next week. Promise. You shall be punished for your behavior. Threat. Okay. Just note down all the points in your notebooks. Okay. So that you can go through them and learn once again. Revise once again. Now coming to the next part. Questions with shall I or shall we are used to ask the will of the person. That is the willingness of the person who is addressed. Shall I open the door? That is, do you want me to open it? Which pen shall I buy? What is your advice? Where shall we go? What is your suggestion? Will is used to express violation, that is, means power of using one's own will. I will carry your book. That means I am willing to carry your book. I will promise to, that is, I will try to do next, I will try to do better next time. That means I am promising that I am going to do better next time. Okay. I will succeed or die in the attempt. That's, I am determined that whether I will be able to complete it perfectly or otherwise I will die in the attempt. Okay. Characteristic habit, to express characteristic habit. He will talk about nothing but films. She will sit for hours listening to the lectures. Assumption or probability also may be expressed using will none. This will be the book you want, I suppose. That will be the postman, I think. Will you indicates an invitation or a request as will you have tea? Will you lend me your scooter? Should is used in all persons to express duty or obligation as we should obey the laws, you should keep your promise, children should obey their parents. In clauses of condition, should is used to express a supposition that may not be true. Okay. Now coming to the examples for this, Nana. If it should rain, they will not come. If he should see me here, he will be annoyed. Should and would are used as the past equivalents of shall and will. I expected that I should, that is more often would is used here. I expected that I should get a first class. He said he would be 25 next birthday. She said she would carry my books. She would sit for hours listening to the lectures. Should and would are also used as in the sentences below. Like I should or I would like you to help her. That means what? Would or should here is a polite form of want. Would you lend me your scooter please? Would you is more polite than will you. He should be in the library now. Express probability. I wish you would not chatter so much. Would after wish expresses a strong desire. Use of auxiliaries must, ought to. Must is used to express necessity or obligation. You must improve your spelling. We must get up early. Must is often used when the obligation comes from the speaker. When the obligation comes from somewhere else, have to is often used. Like, I must be on diet. It is my own idea. But if it is said, I have to be on diet, the doctor has told me to be on diet. Okay? Like this, you can use. Now coming to the next part. Must can also express logical certainty. Living in such crowded conditions must be difficult. I am sure it is difficult. She must have left already. I am sure she has left already. Ought to expresses moral obligation or desirability. That is wish. We ought to love our neighbors. We ought to help him. You ought to know better. Ought to can also be used to express probability. Prices ought to come down soon. This book ought to be very useful. Now use of auxiliaries like used to, need and dare also used sometimes. The auxiliary used to expresses a discontinued habit as there used to be a house there. I used to live there when I was a boy. When conjugated with, that is when used together with do, need has the usual forms needs, needed and is used with a to infinitive. It is commonly used in negatives and questions. It sometimes occurs in the affirmative also. See here. I hope it is clear, children. Now we will continue with the next part, that is use of need to and also dare. Examples for need to, how to use need to. Do you need to go now? I don't need to meet him. One needs to be careful. Dare is generally used in negative and interrogative sentences when conjugated with, that is when used together with do. It takes an infinitive with or without to after it. Like, he dared not take such a step. How dare you contradict me? He doesn't dare speak to me. Just note down this, Summa. I hope you all understood how to use this auxiliaries, Summa. Okay, better go through the first part and the second part of this auxiliaries and models. Okay, you will get a perfect idea where to use, how to use this different auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. That's all for today, children. Bye.